All right, so it's Dubai Tech Tuesdays. There is a very serious crypto vibe in the place. You are, a crypto attorney. You've been in crypto for a long time. You've been looking at Bitcoin since 2014.
Yes.
Obviously, this is a huge part of your own IP. What is, in your opinion, the current state of the union of crypto? How does Dubai plug in? Is it the most important city in the world when it comes to crypto? How would you say you look at the state of where we are right now?
I think you have a problem with people saying this, but good questions. Okay. Let me take one little roll back and then I'll push it forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I a crypto and blockchain attorney? It's because in 2014, the year you correctly mentioned, I met this couple from Ukraine, went to Odessa and got exposed to blockchain and crypto. And then I had stopped practicing law at that point because I had my own technology company. What happened is I had two realizations. The first one is if I went back into the practice of law and practiced in this area, that'd be cool because I'd be one of the first, if not the first attorney in this area. And this is before it became trendy. And I was like, oh, okay, well, there's an opportunity here. The second realization I had, which kind of plugs into your other questions, is not just is this a neat area of law, but that blockchain and crypto and these machineries, if you like, can make law better. Okay, law needs to be made better. Because I'll tell you something, it's changed very recently. I was born in 1969. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I thought that by the time 2000 seemed like the ultimate future. And 2024 was like the ultimate, this is past Blade Runner. Blade Runner was my favorite movie growing up. That was in 2019. Okay, we're 6 years past the first Blade Runner. Where's my flying cars? Seriously, where's my replicants? Okay, it's like, what the hell happened to the future? And so when in 2014, I was getting very frustrated because I was like, where's my robots? All this stuff. And what I saw with blockchain and crypto was a way to remove one of the systemic constraints on human advancement, which is the inefficiency of the legal system, the arbitrariness of these judges and juries, the expense and time that goes into these things. Imagine if you can have programmatic law that is predictable, deterministic, that you know how it's going to play out. Imagine if you have one law for the entire world, which is blockchain and code. In the U.S. we have states have law, federal government has law, agencies have law. They're all fighting, and you have to all comply. And if they don't agree, you can have court cases. It's ridiculous. It is. Who wants to put money into that stuff? Okay, you want to put money into generative activity, and I saw an opportunity to do that with blockchain. Funny enough, these past couple of years, we are kind of getting the flying cars with these drone cars. We are kind of getting the robots. We are kind of getting some of this stuff, especially in China with quantum and all this other stuff. It's like, now with SpaceX, the future finally seems to be arriving. I don't know if it's the future we want, but it's here, or it's coming here. It's coming here fast. I mean, the future is getting weird fast. So to get more on your question, I think blockchain and crypto, let's talk about the markets, let's talk about the technology in the markets. I think that blockchain by itself is okay. It's like, but when you apply it to other areas, that's where the magic happens. Okay? If you apply it to supply chains, that's where the magic happens. If you apply it to academic degrees, that's where the magic happens. Now you have a degree on chain. No one can fake where they went to school, if they go to school. Okay? Or no one can fake a test result. Because now there's an unalterable record. I'm going through all these hoops with visas and passports and everything else from my extended family now. I have to go to this office. Dubai is very good. I actually have to do less of it here than I would in the other country, but I'm having to bounce around to different offices, get different papers, stamp. It's a blend between on-site and online, and especially between different governments. With blockchain and everything else, that can become very efficient. So it's an accelerator for humanity. So when it comes to projects that apply blockchain well, either add value or stop the removal of value, I think there's a lot that can happen. And Ethereum with its Ethereum clones with their virtual machines and the idea of not having a censorship and bringing this all on chain, great. Bitcoin I think is the long-term play. You're not necessarily going to get the 100x multiple that you will with some of this other stuff, but you will survive what's coming next. With a small little footnote that if quantum encryption breaks, we're going to have a problem.
They say they're going to bulletproof before that happens anyways.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Because, quantum is moving really fast, like really fast. And if AI starts getting on top of quantum, it may move faster than we think.
Scary. Yeah.
A lot of things are a little scary. It's a fun time to be alive. But, we're to the second part of your question, we're in the right place. Okay, you and I have chosen as our basis the proper place for crypto and blockchain. Now, why? It's several things. Dubai is the only, as far as I'm aware of, this may change recently, but it's from the beginning, Dubai is the only jurisdiction on the planet that has a regulator entirely devoted to crypto. That's VARA, Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. Right? The other places have the securities and commodities, the this, the that, the money transfer. It's all, you have to go get legal opinions, all this other stuff. Here they have one regulator. There's one door to knock on, with the minor exception of sometimes the central bank is involved. Okay, that is a great thing. And that VARA, the regulator, it's hard to do something from scratch. It's hard to regulate an area from scratch. So they kind of had to find their footing initially. They weren't being necessarily terribly responsible, or maybe they were being a little bit inconsistent, but they were getting better every single time. That's what I like about this place. They get better. Okay, they improve, and you can see the results of them improving, and you can see the number of applications being pushed through going up. So you can actually get licensed here, and it's not a joke license. It's not some weird third world jurisdiction where you're like, well, a license from Uba Duba land. Okay, well that's not going to hold up in Germany. Okay, but UAE is off the gray list. Okay, this is a respected jurisdiction, and we got respected free zones here. We have DIFC, Dubai International Financial Center. We got ADGM, Abu Dhabi Global Markets.
What are those free zones for people that don't know?
Sure. So there's UAE is the land of free zones. Okay, part of it is a marketing thing. So a free zone basically is a designated geographical space that has some sort of advantage relative to the mainland, or some different treatment relative to the mainland. Traditionally, that meant maybe that there was a tax treatment that was different there, or labor rules that were different there, or something like that, or customs didn't apply there where they would normally apply. Free zones in the UAE generally mean that English corporate law applies, not the normal default Sharia-based Arabic law, but you can make your contracts in English, have them enforced in that sort of way. So you have the commercial or corporate law here. There's two constitutional special free zones, financial free zones. Not only do they have their own corporate law that's English, but they have financial law, like stocks, bonds, everything else, that's based on English finance law, which is the world standard. So Abu Dhabi and Dubai are sort of a duopoly here. Abu Dhabi has Abu Dhabi Global Markets, ADGM. They have their own company law. They have their own court system. They have their own English law-based financial law system. You can actually appeal it, I think, to the Crown in England. Okay, and in Dubai, you have Dubai International Financial Center, DIFC. And they're kind of like sisters, they're competitors and sisters, and however you want to call it. So if you want to really set up a cool company that is globally respected, you can do it in one of those two free zones.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith, because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.